Yeah, hello, good afternoon, happy Sunday. Hope your weekend has gone well. As for me, it was another just kick back and relax kind of weekend. Mostly because I guess I just wanted it that way. Because sometimes you want it that way, right? That's fine. You're an adult. Do what you want. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, unless you've made commitments with other people that you really need to keep. In that case, well, stick with that, right? But if you're just doing something for yourself and you want to, if it's not affecting anyone else, then go for it, right? Hey Azure, hello Molecular Shadow Fox. It is good to see you. How are you doing today? But yeah, I had an errand that I was thinking about doing this morning, and I was about to go out, but it was the kind of thing that would take me a good while to accomplish, and while I would have been able to get back to my place in time to like rest up a bit and before I started stream, I decided, well, it's not a time sensitive thing. I still have a few weeks that I can go and complete this before I really need to maybe push myself to do it. So I decided, you know what, I'll just wait, right? It's not urgent, so I just have to remember, right? I just have to remember next week, maybe do the errand then, because wait until last minute might not always be the best thing to do, but yeah. Not too bad, thanks. Staying toasty warm. Good stuff, especially during these months when the winter seems especially wintry. Might be just me, who knows. But it feels, at least around here, a lot more bitterly cold than it has been. Maybe we're getting back to like the cold as it was. I do remember, you know, being young, winter rolled around and I would have to layer up, right? Would have to get like a shirt and then a sweater and then my heavy coat, and then I'd probably like put on a knit cap and gloves and maybe a scarf too, just to not freeze. Looked out and was like, nope, not today. That's how it be sometimes, right? You just look outside, the weather's not in your favor, or conditions are just not in your favor, and you go, okay, maybe I'll just put off my plans for some other day. If they're not time sensitive, it's fine, right? How's you? I am doing pretty well. Kind of got up and ate breakfast and relaxed a bit. I played Infinity Nikki before I started preparing for stream, mostly because I think today the game's supposed to go down for maintenance because they're putting out like part 2 of the 1.1 patch. So I'm just making sure I get everything in order and making sure my stamina doesn't cap. I got it squared away, so be good. Making the most of today. I'm back at work tomorrow. Ah, man. The last day of break, that's always a bittersweet time, right? It's like, yes, one more day of just relaxing, but then you gotta get back into it. You gotta get back to the routine, and then maybe catch up on whatever may have transpired between the start and the end of your break, right? Well, hopefully you'll be able to get back in the swing of things, right? Much like our protagonist here is going to get back into the swing of things in Talented. I played this like February of last year, and back then it was already a fairly substantial game, right? They had like 5 classes you could pick from, the mastery levels you could go up and you know, you could do a complete run, and the game went into 1.0, I want to say around December? They certainly thrown a lot more in here. They've added one more class, they've added challenges, they've added few more enemies and overhauled a few mechanics too, to I guess make things a bit more varied, right? I remember the totally over-the-top skill tree. Yeah, yeah. If you haven't played Talented, this is like a survival roguelite where you're in the middle of a crossroads, and there are enemies coming at you from all 4 directions. You gotta use your skills and abilities to fend them off for 20 days, and the whole draw of this game is that, unlike other games where they might have like a fixed upgrade path or fixed skill trees, this one also has a randomized skill tree, right? Just think of like the most complicated skill tree you could think of, right? Like something from Final Fantasy X or Path of Exile, and like just shuffle it up and expand it out by like a whole lot. That's Talented. So the abilities and the stat boosts you can find are all randomized and stuff, and you just kind of have to build in their direction and work with what you get, right? All right, dilly dallying. Let's get in here. And oh, wait, before I do that, I forgot to turn off notifs, so do that. Okay. So I remember last time I played as Archer, Summoner, Wizard, Archer, Summoner, Bandit. So let's play the other 3. We'll go through with like a standard run this time on Mastery 20. This will go over well, right? So yeah, before you start a run, you can select a mastery level. Think of them as like the sort of like the stacking difficulties that you'll see in other roguelites, where you can go up in this sort of level and they'll just keep on stacking modifiers. And they also have this core talents tree. It's like a Killing Floor 2-esque perk selector where you can select between like 1 of 2 abilities, and that's like the kind of stuff you start with. Might also notice, right, if you remember from last time, you would also select like talent packages, which would influence like some additional skills you might find, but they took those out because they've changed up how you get those. I'll bring that up once we encounter it, but yeah. Alright, we start here, Night 1, in the center of what they call the Demonic Conveyor Belt. And you have enemies coming at you from all directions. Actually pretty funny, right? If you go to Steam, you'll see that there's actually there's a bit of plot to this game, right? There's a guy named Ed who is like being mentored by a fella. Apparently this is like all part of a test, right? This is all part of test to see about his abilities and see if he's like skilled enough to survive. And by the end, hopefully he will prove that he is talented. Get it? I was kind of surprised that they actually made that pun. That's why this fella's named Ed. So yeah, here we go. Skill tree. You don't get to see all of it right away, right? It's like mostly obscured in fog, as if you were playing an RTS. But as you pick up skills on the path, it will eventually light things up. But yeah, you can see how it branches out, just seemingly in every which way. And the nodes are different shapes and colors to represent different things. So the plain colored ones are basic stat ups. The blue ones usually get you more specialized abilities. And then there are like 2 other types of nodes you can find. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the other one. The green ones are like additional abilities you can find that will go down here on your skill bar. And then you have the purple ones here, the octagonal ones. they will provide you some really substantial buffs to your character one way or another. And then, so this is how they change the talent packages, right? Instead of pre-selecting them at the start of a run, you'll find these nodes here, talent package. And how that works is that when you go over one, it'll let you pick like between the various packages that have a specific focus, and then it'll populate the like nodes in the circular radius with a variety of stuff, right? Kind of like it better this way because you remember before how it works is that it would just scatter the abilities every which way, so you might not be guaranteed to actually have that sort of build that you were looking for with the talent packages you selected. But now that all the talents just appear within a radius, right? You spend a few nights to get all your talents, and you can have yourself the character you wanted to play as. It's nice. I wonder if anyone has completed the skill tree. I think that's one of the other things they added. There's like an endless mode you can get once you complete enough runs. Like once you make it through the initial 20 nights, you can go further beyond. Of course, the game will scale up too, and there's some other things about the skill tree too that if we spot them, I'll bring them up. Oh boy, I hope I'm going the right way to get at this Frosty Orbs perk. Alright, night 2. Yeah, the wizard's exactly what you would expect a wizard to be, right? They cast the spells that knocks the enemies down. Their resources are governed by their mana, which slowly builds over time. It's very much like the classical video game style character, right? You got the basic attack, which costs nothing, can fire off every now and then, and you have your specialized abilities, which cost you a secondary resource and also have a cooldown. So you can't just, launch them off willy-nilly. Ah, man. Will go well with your channel wind mana, indeed. Ah, I just realized, yeah, Cyclone is the starting ability I picked. It's just all the way fitting, right? Yeah, even better, I just realized this. The Pixel Tuber model I'm using currently also just aesthetically fits in. Man, now I think about it, I probably should have tried to apply like a Game Boy filter or something. That would have been pretty neat. Ah, well. And what do you say, hindsight is 20/20? There will be other games in the future that have a Game Boy aesthetic. That's the kind of thing that people remember fondly, at least. And there will be more opportunities for that, right? I guess I'm going to build in the direction of orbs. Since I got orbs now, so this is one of the things I liked about this game, right? Like, each class does have some unique things about them, right? Not every class uses a mana resource. In fact, I think only 2 characters actually have, like, a similar resource management kind of deal. Every other class kind of does things differently. You know, you got, like, different specializations, like with the orbs here. This is kind of one of the things you can build the wizard out to do. Have orbs that just orbit the area, you know, attack enemies within a certain distance. Pretty cool. How many of us strained our eyes with that green-yellow Game Boy screen? How many people did that thing, right, where it's like late at night, and you're supposed to go to sleep, but you go sneak under the covers and go play games on your portable system for like a few hours, right? You got like one ear on your system with the volume as low as possible so that no one else can pick it up. You also got like one ear towards the door so you can try to catch if someone's about to approach and open the door to check to see if you're really asleep. So that way, when they open the door, you can just like quickly chuck the portable to like a really, really deep spot and then pretend to sleep for a bit until they go away. But then you actually go to sleep because it turns out you were actually tired. And then you wake up a few hours later and it's like, oh, oops. I'm sure that's happened to some other folks, right? Low volume was unnecessary with how those handhelds just ate through batteries. Ain't that a memory right there. Depends on the portable though, right? Like certain ones you could probably get a good few hours out of it, but then there are some others where it's like if you get 2 hours out of it, you would be lucky. And of course it went, especially with the ones that had like the rechargeable batteries, those kind of decreased in effectiveness over time, right? So here we go. This is the packages deal, right? So now you pick one of the several different packages that can give you a bit of a summary here, and also they can also be like a bonus package. They'll be colored like yellow, and they'll drop even more talents in the radius. I'm not sure how uncommon this is to have all of them be talent packages. But let's just go with burn, baby, burn, because you know, just want to make this a disco inferno, right? Gonna light up the dance floor here. Oh wow! As I say that, the actual perk name is Disco Inferno. Okay. Oh, flame on! Coincidentally, Marvel Rivals has the season 1. They started that like a few days ago. Added in Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic as playable characters. And the Thing and Human Torch are slated to come a few weeks later, so it all works out. It's pretty much the rule of Fantastic Four, right? If you're gonna include Fantastic Four in a game, you gotta have all of the Fantastic Four. You can't like half-ass it or anything and just put in like, say, Mr. Fantastic and the Thing, because it would just be incomplete. I remember people were talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and they were wondering why Fantastic Four wasn't in there. And I think someone said Super Skrull was like the compromise to that, because Fantastic Four would like eat up 4 Marvel slots, right? And you know, they would probably be good characters, right? But wanna maybe put some, leave some room for some other characters from other works, right? So Super Skrull was kind of like their compromise because he can use all the Fantastic Four powers in various ways. So you kind of sort of have them in there, right? Yeah, I guess if I got this fire package, I should probably look for more like flame-related stuff. At least the packages are like self-contained. You'll usually be able to pop off your ability. Or at least, you know, go with the strategy the packages will enable. Is that a Big Bang reference? Because that's a Sheldon quote for science. Is it? I always thought, like, for science was kind of like a general thing that scientists said. I just realized I kind of almost got in over my head here. I think I need orbs. Good lord, that was perhaps a bit too close. I'm guessing Capcom held quite a few back for Fighting Collections 1 and 2. Yeah, Capcom does has a pretty extensive back catalog. They've still got some room to make a few more collections themed around things here and there, right? Let's see. I want to try to make my way towards Orb's ability here. Alright, there we go. If I survive... sorry. If I survive this night, I'll be able to grab that Orb's ability, make my Orbs even Orbier. That does bring up a question for me. Are there any collections that you're hoping will come out, like, someday, right? Sooner or later? 'Cause I'm trying to think if there's, like, maybe other sort of, like, retro collections that I wouldn't mind seeing. The one that comes to mind for me is at least, like, maybe, sort of like another Ratchet and Clank collection, right? Just give us, like, a big old master collection. There's, like, a whole lot of games in that series, and, like, I think the only real collection they have right now is, like, the HD collection that compiles, right, the first game, Up Your Arsenal, and Going Commando. But there's, like, so many other games in the series, right? They have the PSP game, Size Matters, Secret Agent Clank. There's also Ratchet Deadlocked, the Future series of games, and, like, a whole bunch of spin-offs on the PS3. Like, I feel like a sort of a master collection of Ratchet and Clank games would be pretty neat. And also partially an excuse for them to hopefully put it out on PC, because Rift Apart on PC is, like, pretty neat, but I want more. Oh, we're in ads right now. I will speak more in a moment. Should probably work my way towards the purple perks now. Yeah, now this is gonna be my strategy now, just do the Orb's ability when it goes off cooldown, do the other stuff occasionally, save my other stuff for like a panic button, right? I really need to kind of, level the field a bit. This is like what the modifiers do, right? They'll take off some of your health at the start of the night, so your maximum health ends up being a lot smaller, and unless you have ways to kind of restore that health, well, that's you'll just have to make sure that make extra sure that enemies don't reach your ass at the end, right? It's sorely missed since Sega CD. Oh, Eternal Champions. Ah, yeah, that'd be fun. Give us the OG Bubsy games that were 2D in one collection. They were super fun. Haha. I feel like they could go with a bit of self-deprecation there, right? Bubsy when it was still good. Golden Axe collection would be great. Ah, yeah, that would be a pretty stellar. Although I feel like a Golden Axe collection would be included with like just a general collection of other Genesis games, right? You know, like the series that people remember and love. Ah, what the heck? You're telling me I couldn't build out that way? I ended up accidentally going to a dead end. Alright, it's fine. I love a modern Shakan the Forever Man. I remember watching my older brother play that like a really long time ago and being somewhat confused by it. But yeah, if you want to just like have a game that's like nobody would expect a modern sort of remake, that would be one. That would be a good one of those. Who knows? The series might get a new lease of life, right? It'd probably at least be along like the same level of the Legacy of Kain series, right? It's like the people who remember it very fondly. And now that we got like the remasters out, there's hope that maybe there will be a new age of fans, right? Perhaps it will actually get a continuation of one way or another. Now that's a name I've not heard for a very long time, haha, right? Like, I think people were taken a bit aback when they said, yeah, we're putting out remasters of Legacy of Kain games, and it's like, what? I didn't think anyone cared. But someone did. Someone cared enough to put them out there, so cool, right? Way cool. What? My model's eyes are closed, but mine aren't. Hey. Oh, there we go. Okay. Live 2D. It's funny sometimes. Medieval. Humor in that was good. I think they did do a remake for that game, right? I remember there being a bit of a buzz for that because, yeah, that one was a good candidate for that. MDK on PS1, haha. I remember playing MDK 2 on the Dreamcast a very long time ago. And I remember just enjoying like the sort of irreverent humor it had. Honestly, that game has like my favorite take on a decoy in like any video game. Only because of like how absolutely audacious it was. Right, it's like an inflatable dummy, right? And it's not just inflatable, it bounces around and goes ding, ding, ding to try to draw the enemy's attention, right? It's so obviously fake you just can't help but laugh that it totally gets the enemy's attention. I always remember those weird loop things when you glide down. Oh, I remember that too. I remember wondering, how does that even work? But of course, you know, you're not supposed to worry about that, right? It looks cool, and that's what matters. But yeah, Kurt was like the sort of your classical 3D action platformer kind of style of gameplay. And with MDK2 also adding in like the 4-armed dog who could equip a different gun in each arm and just like go to town. And it had like the professor guy whose whole shtick was combining 2 items together into a toaster, for various effects. Yeah. Those were good days. Man, I am really wishing I could find like another orb ability or something out here. Oh, I can... Maybe I'll go with Full House. We'll just take our risks there. Or maybe I should just get Lightning Bolt. Or I could also take another risk and learn a nearby rare up. They brought me over here. Ah, well. Okay, well, I'll just, like, work towards this Lightning Bolt here. I need a good lane clearer. At least another good lane clearer. Ah, we're halfway through, so the music is picking up. I kind of dug this, right? It's like, oh yeah, the music's all retro sounding for the first 10 nights, and you know, you're having yourself a nice chill time, but you reach the halfway point, and then suddenly the guitar starts up, and it's like, oh! I guess things are gonna pick up from here on out, huh? Uh-oh. Dang it! First night, for first attempt at the halfway mark. Fortunately, Ed could not survive that one. Perhaps if I hit retry, will that just like start me right out again? Will it take me back to... Oh, okay, no. Brings me back right in here. Alright, we could give it another go, right? It is Mastery 10. It's meant to be a little bit challenging. Oh, a total classic on PS1 that needs love, Loaded and Loaded 2. Loaded series? What's that one about? I don't think I've heard of that one. If I had to hazard a guess, it's very action movie-esque, right? I imagine where it has lots of drive-in scenes. Oh, top-down shooter. Ah, I like a good top-down shooter. Yeah, give that one a chance. Man, there was like a bit of a trend of just like the classic consoles for a little bit there, right? We had the NES Classic, which kind of kickstarted the whole thing. And we got things like the SNES Classic, and then the PS1 Classic, and the Genesis Classic, and it kind of really didn't go from there, actually. Yeah, you consider like how large libraries are. There totally could have been way more classic consoles coming out. Must have been a case of there were enough diminishing returns where you know, they decided that future classic consoles totally weren't worth it anymore, and that might be a bummer. Then again, part of the fun was that you know, you got like miniature versions of the old consoles you remembered, and after the first time, I guess it stops being novel. Like, sure, the Genesis Classic the first time is amusing, but, you know, bringing it out, a Genesis Classic 2 that has, like, the exact same design as the Genesis Classic 1, but just has different games inside it, that might get a side eye or two here, right? I imagine that would be the case anyway. Be like, if that were the case, why not just like do an expansion, right? That'd actually be a pretty amusing way to do things, right? If they'd actually built the mini consoles for expandability and gave you like additional collections in the form of cartridges. That would be pretty funny, I would think. But I imagine even that would have diminishing returns, right? Because the classic consoles sold for like several $100s, if I remember correctly. And I imagine like a cartridge expansion, they'd probably only be able to get away with like maybe 50, 70? There's no way they'd be able to hawk it for like triple digits without making people mad. Understandably so. First wave of PS1 games were the business. And so many indie studios making the games they wanted to make without interference. Yeah. Just no hefty cartridges like the Neo Geo ones. Yeah. Unfortunately, I never really did kind of hop onto the whole mini consoles trend. So I don't have any mini consoles, and I imagine at this point in time, I'd probably just be better off making my own mini console, right? Just get like a Raspberry Pi board and the shell and just load it up that way. I think people even back then were just saying that, like, why pay several $100s for that when you could make your own? And I guess the answer would be, well, this one is officially endorsed by the companies, right? If you want like an official mini console, well, here you go. And if you don't want it, that's also cool, right? You can still make your Raspberry Pi console and be happy. Hell, even Saturn cartridges were chonky. Wait. I'm trying to remember. Saturn had cartridges? I thought that was a disc system. Granted, it's been long enough. Maybe they did both. I could be remembering wrong. Could I have one like a VGN with the Toaster Nintendo? I remember that. Yeah, just like a custom console, right? Just like take the hardware out and put it in your own custom shell. That was great for the sheer novelty factor of it all. Yeah, there was a cartridge slot behind the CD lid. I'm guessing that was like mostly for... Ah, that's interesting though. Yeah. I forgot that Saturn actually had a cartridge slot. I gotta look that up. How many Saturn cartridge games are there? I'm sure someone out there has been collecting them and has them nicely displayed somewhere. At least I would hope that's the case. Alright, what can hear? For science! Learn faster and bend the rules of the talent tree. Or I could go with, oh! Level up faster and power your basic attacks. Or apply shock more often. Yeah, maybe I might do this one, because this one will generate rare talents. And being able to just hop around the tree sounds like a fun thing to do, so we'll do that. The next 3 rare talents refund their cost. Neato. Wait, on level up you have a 10% chance to level up an additional time? Man, that sounds kind of busted. It was mainly used as a memory expansion. Ah, okay, so it's like the N64 expansion pack. Alright. Yeah, I could see that making sense, actually. Probably led to a case of like several games probably needing like a memory expansion to work in some form. Man, I still remember Perfect Dark. If you didn't have the expansion pack for that game, all you could do was like the multiplayer suite, right? You couldn't do like the single player campaign at all. You still have yourself a fun time, but not as much of a fun time as you could have if you had the expansion pack. Huge thing for me with Saturn was King of Fighters 94, Sega Rally, Clockwork Knight, and Panzer Dragoon. Ah, good selection of games there. Man, this rule bending thing really paying dividends here. But gotta hold off. Nice thing about the talent points is it's not they carry over, right? It's not a use them or lose them kind of deal. So if you got one left over that you want to hold off until you get more the next night, then you can totally do that. It's all good. Some way to increase the attack speed. Maybe it would be a case of get more abilities. Nerd. You'd probably kill more things. You've had more things to kill your enemies with. Had no clue about King of Fighters at the time because I'd been huge into Street Fighter. I remember seeing on the advert on TV. I was like, OMG, there's a game like Street Fighter. Haha. That's your introduction to SNK Boss Syndrome. Oof. I guess we can get this, and... oh. I suppose we'll also get that. And, you know what? We can get this one as well. There we go. Going from one ability to 3 abilities. Alright, what do we want to get next? I'm sure I'll know it when I see it. I have magic missiles. Oh, Frost Nova. You know what, I could probably use an AoE spell. Why don't we go that way? There we go. Hopefully this will help ease things up. It really helped having the 6-button controller as standard. I miss 6-button controllers. Yeah, it was great. Right, the old Genesis pad having 6 buttons on the face, and then the Xbox controller also had 6 on the face. I mean, I guess modern controllers still kind of sort of have that deal, right? It's just that instead of 6 buttons on the face, you just have like bumper buttons now, or like, you know, L1, R1. Right, and then your triggers end up being like the final 2 inputs. Or L2, R2, right? But yeah, I would not mind having a controller that had like triggers, bumpers, and 6 buttons on the face. Although that might be like a few too many inputs for some folks, maybe. I don't know. Thank God for the likes of Mad Catz making 6 buttons, yeah. Although they mostly did that by like putting the bumper buttons on the face, but you know what, it's close enough. Especially for fighting games, because the ones that have like the light, medium, heavy punches and kicks, they always built them out that way. Right, the heavy attacks were usually on the bumpers. There we go, closer to Frost Nova. Ah, wait, but there's Ring Theory. Man. Eh, I got a bunch of good hurt spells already. I need a utility spell, one that gets me more orbs and stuff, so I'll go for that. Mega Drive, or Mortal Kombat on Mega Drive with 3 buttons is a total chore to get through. Oh yeah! And the compromises they have to make if they don't have enough inputs. Yeah, like, even Mortal Kombat had like 4 attack buttons, right? So, the fact that there were only 3 face buttons meant they had to pull some compromises here and there. Forget, wasn't there a game that their compromise attempt was to like have you hold a button to alternate between your punches and kicks? I remember that being a thing. I just don't remember what game that would be from if that were a thing. Yup. Yeah, I remember because like there was a review that made that remark and they said, yeah, this is like kind of awkward. You can see what they were trying to do here, but it really didn't work out in practice. Yeah. Fortunately, I can't reach the 1 ring, but it's okay. I'll be able to get it the next night. Alright, the last night of the first half. Might be in slightly better shape, considering I have like 3 lane clearer abilities, and to be honest, this might actually be the things I need, right? Just a ton of enemies on one side. I need to free up some space, and you know, it's crowd control. That's what it boils down to, right? Or it'd help you if the game you played had janky-ass controls like Primal Rage, etc. Ah. That's always a bummer, right? When you want to love a game, but it just plays like butt, so you can't get into it. Any enjoyment you might have had, unfortunately, just it's drained because you have to wrestle with the controls to get your character to do what you want it to do. I can't remember if there's like a game in recent memory that made me feel like that. I feel like most games at least have like adequate enough controls, right? They might not be the most responsive, but they're not like they're not so unresponsive that you start feeling frustrated by it. Ah. Well, there's another orbs ability up there. Maybe I can just work my way towards that instead. Oh! Wow! What a coincidence. I just happened to be the package that gets me more orbs. Dang it. I only got space for 1 more ability, so I have to decide. Do I want Ring Theory or do I want Atomize? I should probably take Atomize, right? Especially since there are now, like, special orb nodes all around here. Wow. I managed to get to it. Nice. Prime example is Shadow Warriors on 3DO, broken mess of a game. Ah, always a bummer. Always a bummer when that happens. Honestly, I have so much mana and enough abilities, I can probably just, you know, fire them off, right? Don't worry about saving them too much, right? So abilities will be of no use to me if I'm dead. I guess the closest that controls had me feeling frustrated at a game would be like if maybe if the controls weren't exactly meant for like precision sort of segments, but then you have like a segment of the game that seems to demand control precision, and that's when it starts showing its cracks, right? Trying to think there was a game like that in recent memory that this happened to. Yeah, I really can't quite think of anything. Oh yeah, so this is like Wizard's deal. They managed to run into the talent packages that lets you really just go to town on the trees. You can kind of build them up to an absurd degree. Really a representation of the linear wizards, quadratic wizards kind of deal, right? They start off maybe a bit weaker than usual, but if they survive long enough, you can build them up to a high enough level they can really wreck opponents from afar. Also, I searched till I'm blue in the face for the OST for this game, and no luck. Yeah. I tried to look for music for this game, too. Yeah. Superman 64 is rough on the controls, yeah. That was a game that, like, infamously wanted you to do a lot of ring races, right? They wanted you to do a lot of flying through rings and stuff. Trying to do that with their controls. It's an exercise of frustration right there. The reason why, like, even today, people regard it as one of the worst games out there. I'm sure there's probably like a ton of analyses on what makes Superman 64 not tick, right? Almost as infuriating as the license tests in Gran Turismo. Oh, yeah. When suddenly they demand a degree of accuracy out of you that they haven't demanded before, it can get a bit trying. Get that feel. Okay. I want to see what this talent package is all. Wait. Huh. Okay, that's pretty funny. Even though I can't see this perk yet, for some reason I'm able to mouse over it. So, okay, I guess I'm going over here then, because they got more orbs. Question is, which direction do I approach it from? Do I try my luck over here and just hope that the tree perhaps goes down this way? Or do I build myself out from over here? Looks like I'll be traveling. I'm going to be traveling a good distance either way, so I'll just start on this path. I also like how the legendary perks are animated, right? They're just like animated to a certain degree. It's kind of fun. Lets them stand out. Lets you know that, yeah, no, this is a bigger deal than usual. Welcome back from ads, everyone. in which a game that comes to mind for ropey controls and camera is Sonic Adventure. Oh, you know what? Sonic Adventure 1. Yes, that would be a good example right there, right? Because the controls are just fine if you're just like, you know, going fast down a track, as most of the game usually has you doing. But the moment it starts like wanting you to actually do some platforming, yeah, the controls do get a bit infuriating. It's not as precise as you want it to be. So you do end up like in situations where you'll fall into the abyss for what feels like no fault of your own. And yeah. Yeah, Sonic Adventure, that is a very good example of a game that's perhaps held back by the controls. Yeah, it's especially prominent when you start to play as characters like Knuckles, right? When you're just kind of given free reign to go in a number of directions, but it's like either too sensitive or too sluggish, and it's never, you know, the exact degree that you want it to be when you need it. Okay, now I'm gonna get to this talent package. So, what if I try going this way? Alright. Do you grind them up for encyclopedia? Let's go with level up faster, right? Just get even wilder with this stuff. Range is increased by 5% of your unspent talent points. At 25 unspent talent points, your basic attacks pierce on... Wait. Oh. So now I have a reason to not spend my points. Oh man. Okay. So now I got this orb wall that will mow down, you know, at least hurt enemies that try to go through here. And if they survive that, then they gotta get through my piercing shots. Alright. I'm into this. Sort of fun, kind of sort of changes the way you play, right? Because normally you're incentivized to just like spend all your ability points because they get you abilities. You don't get much benefit to just having them sit there, but now you will. And if you get enough of them, you'll get even more of a benefit. That seems pretty wild, if you ask me. Lethal on levels like the Sky Deck, and don't get me started on the grinding. Yeah, it wasn't until like Ratchet and Clank that I feel like I finally experienced a good grinding segment. Because I think Ratchet and Clank really got the grinding down pat. I still remember that one part in Going Commando where you had to grind on like a really long rail. They had that one part of the grind section where you had to dodge trains coming at you. That was pretty fun. How many points do I have? 19! Alright, well, we're just gonna go into the next night. I like how they don't give me a notification, hey, you have unspent points, because now I have a reason to have unspent points. This lightning bolt has a really short cooldown. I could pretty much just use this. And be fine, right? like even more incentive to kind of hold on to your points. Yeah, this is usually how talented goes. Eventually you kind of reach that point where your build is like in absurd mode. You can kind of just mow everything down. You just need to get there. If you're gonna grind, Jet Set Radio. Ah, yeah, that's a good one. Especially since grinds in that game are automatic, if I remember correctly, right? I remember people then were sort of used to the Tony Hawk style of grinding where you had to try to balance, but Jet Set Radio, you didn't have to worry about that. You just had to worry about figuring out when to get off, right? Alright, how does that thing work again? 5% of your unspent talent points. Oh, I see. It's like every talent point is like, well, it was like apparently 0.1. But I do want to get my hands on some of these other perks though, so as long as you keep 25, that's kind of the sweet spot, because that gets me the piercing attacks. Oh, okay, it's like, yeah, okay, 0.05, that makes sense. Oh, simple interest. So I level up if I have at least 2 unspent points. Why not get that? And that. And we'll hold off there. See that giant red enemy? I think that's like one of the enemies they added later. But it's exactly what you think it is, right? You kill the giant blob and it splits into a bunch of smaller blobs. I get the feeling they took inspiration for that skill tree from a sewage pipe map. It does kind of feel like that, doesn't it, right? Back when I was like drawing games on paper, I did make a sewer level, and it did kind of sort of look like that. Right, just like lots of corridors that sort of curve in random directions, maybe crossover here and there. If you were to take like a sewer level map and draw it out, it might look like that. It's always the classical design for the sewer level, just a maze of tunnels. Also, any larger than any sewer probably needs to be, right? I feel like most sewers in real life are not ones you would be able to stand up in, but sewers in video games, yeah, you can stand up in there, and you don't have to walk through it either. There's always like the walkway on the side you can walk on, so you don't have to go through that all that you know, murky water. Why didn't I get all the simple interests earlier? I feel like that would have been a gigantic boon. Ah, that's a dead end? Alright. Alright, maybe we'll try going for this D6 here. Next day. Resident Evil 2. Yeah. probably a lot of things, the games you can think of as that example. One that comes to mind for me is Batman Arkham Asylum. It's like, why are the sewers there so huge? I do want to play Arkham Asylum at some point in the future. I played it on the 360 way back in the day, and boy howdy did I have fun with that, and I would not mind going through that again. Maybe I'll do it as part of Not So Spooktober in October this year. Something to slot in. I just need to see how long it takes so I can plan accordingly, because I do have some other games I want to play in October this year as well. One of them I'm thinking of is probably going to be Axiom Verge 2. Alright, get to that since we played Axiom Verge 1. See how that tale goes. I was also thinking of maybe doing Castlevania Circle of the Moon, the very first Metroidvania game they put out on GBA. People have warmed up to that one, because you know it is a pretty good game in its own right. We love Trace, yeah. Trace be styling and profiling. Okay, here's what I was talking about. So this is also one of the things they added in later. So they have portals here, right? You can go to the portals, and it's exactly what the text says, right? You teleport to a new talent tree, you leave this one behind, and you usually get like a substantial benefit from them. So for example, this illustrious portal will make rare talents appear 50% more often. I went into another one that cut enemies' health in half, so usually I have pretty good incentive to kind of go for a portal, right? In addition to just like getting a completely new talent tree to just, you know, go through, which means you know, new perks to get, a new legendary perk to aim for, things like that. So theoretically you could stay on one tree and build that out, but they give you other options, right? You can do other things too. Oh, wait, there's another one. 20% chance to apply a random status effect on hit. Okay, maybe I'll go this way. To keep in mind the points spent. Oh, and frosty orbs. Okay, I'll get that one too. Oh, more portals. 3 of each common talent, or reduce speed of enemies by 20%. Well, this would actually be a boon for all the orbs I have, so maybe I'll go through this one instead. Alright. Well, I'm at 50, so I probably want to stay here for now. I love the pixel art they use for FNAF Into the Pit. It really gives that old school vibe. Yeah. Pixel art games are like a dime a dozen, but the game that uses pixel art well is always a treat. It's especially great when they manage to kind of put out a style that at least emulates what you remember from the old games, right? Aren't pixel for the sake of being pixel, but you know, it's there for a reason. The sprite work they do here does give you that sort of Game Boy feel, at least for the characters. Some of the monsters might feel a bit more detailed, but yeah, for the most part, I think they get the vibes of this one down pretty pat. Animated pixel art jump scares, yes, yes, and yes! It's great. It's great when they manage to kind of pull off the style and pull off what they were going for, right? They managed to do jump scares in a pixel art style. Well, hey, more power to them. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we'll just jump through this portal here. Let's not waste too much time because we only have 1 day left, actually. I believe 1 day left. Bring on the epic boss rush music for the final night. Oh yeah. We're just waiting. We're just waiting now. We're almost there. 1 more day. In the meantime, I'll just bring out this machine gun wand here and take out everything that stands in my path. Like, watch for enemies too. Make sure they sneak in through this orb wall here. Not even reaching me. It's like a combination of the orbs, the bolts that now almost reach full screen, and the spirits that also come out every time I level up. It's like highly unlikely, though, although that rat almost got me. It was probably thanks to that barrier. Even if that weren't the case, I would be able to zap him with my abilities anyway. That semi-auto wand, though, right? This wizard's working overtime to cast these bolts here. Just imagine the wizard just like walking out to the corner and then just like cocks the wand Shadow the Hedgehog style, right? The way Shadow just like cocks that SMG. Pump action SMG. Who thought that was a good idea? Then again, the intended audience probably wouldn't understand that you don't pump your SMGs anyway, right? Man, all I'm finding is like blue and common talents. It would be nice if I ran into a purple one or something. Alright. Hail Mary! Oh! When you cast an ability, it will cast a second time after a short delay with no cost. I like the flavor text. Fireball! 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 Alright. We ended up close to it, too. Alright. This is where we're leaving off. We got ourselves a good set of legendary skills here, and final night! Now we get that music. Let's go! Get pumped up, son! Harry Potter got nothing on this wizard. Yeah. We've surpassed mortal magic, right? This is to go even further beyond. Nothing's gonna stop us now. that I just like practically double cast spells now makes this even more absurd. Like having one legendary perk usually almost will bump your power up substantially. Having 3 of them, you're practically you're nigh untouchable at this point. Let's go! Don't mind me rocking out. Yeah. Throw up those horns. Also, you can kind of sort of see behind the multiplier, right? We're up to 2,500 kills. A lot of enemies we were facing off against this on this final night here. And they all fell to my wand. Truly talented, I know. Oh, I forgot this was Mastery 20 and not Mastery 10. I guess that makes it even more impressive. POV, you're late for work, this Steam starts playing. Right. It's like a line of traffic and you just gotta hope you can make it through before time runs out. But yeah, you can see, oh, I guess you can't see, but yeah. Yeah, the endless mode. They actually have like 2 flavors of endless mode. They have like the endless mode you expect where you'll go additional days and you'll be able to learn new stuff every night, but they also have the endless night where enemies will just keep coming and until you fall, right? And they'll get stronger over time, so you will fall at a certain point. But I think for the sake of this stream, we can... let's look at statistics first. Let's look at this real quick. We got... I like the detailed breakdowns, like how many of each talent did you get? How many times did they proc? Got a lot of talents. 31,000 procs. That's a big number, right? That's a really huge number. And then enemies, right? How many enemies did you take down? And how many times did they hit you? Wow, we were only hit 15 times. But we took out 10,000 of them. We sure killed every last one of them, didn't we? A bit like the endurance modes in Street Fighter and Golden Axe? Yeah, kind of like that. Honestly, I kind of prefer the sort of like the constant endless mode, right? Where they just serve up one fight after another with no breaks. You just gotta be on, right? You just gotta be locked in the whole time. I can see how that might be tiring for some folks, but I kind of like it when you're just like, you know, you're just going from one fight to the next, right? You just gotta keep going. No rest for the weary, as they might say. So this is the class they didn't have the last time we checked this out. The Alchemist. You know, they do alchemist things. They look for ingredients, they combine them together to make potions, and that's how they survive. And that's kind of their whole thing, right? Instead of like having abilities on the grid like some like the other classes do, the Alchemist instead gathers ingredients from the skill tree, and then they have other nodes called cauldrons, which they can go to, and they'll mix those into potions, which are basically the abilities for the Alchemist. And they have charges, right? They'll come with charges, much like the Archer, but unlike the Archer's abilities, the only way to get more charges of the Alchemist abilities is to keep foraging for ingredients and combining together at cauldrons. So you can see here, they'll start you with a set, right? You can start with certain potions, and higher levels, I imagine, will start you off with certain ingredients and maybe more potions? We'll see. stick with Cultivate. And we'll just do Mastery 6 for this one. But yeah, you can see instead of like some sort of secondary resource meter, the Alchemist has their ingredients listed below their health. Ow. Yeah, amusingly enough, the potions have a cooldown too. Just a thought, I was given to understand alchemists would turn lead into gold. That was like part of their deal, right? They were essentially their whole deal, as far as I can understand. It was like magic science, right? Sort of taking like fantastical elements and sort of putting them through a scientific lens. So that's why you get like so many things like mixing fantastical ingredients together to make all sorts of wondrous concoctions. Ugh, really put me out here, huh? Volcanic wave. Or should I just get minor energy bolt? A bolt that deals 3 damage, so it's like a cantrip of sorts. That's a nice thing about the cauldrons, right? Even if you don't want to craft anything, they'll still give you something out of it, so we'll just take that. Oh, it was nice that we kind of ended up here at the Shocking Sigil. Alright, but we'll go to the next night. Also, is it just me, or does the little profile pic make him look like a shepherd? It does kind of look like that, right? The staff looks a lot like those shepherd's crooks, and I guess the headband too gives them that sort of country feel. That's always a funny thing for me when a person's appearance makes you hey, or reminds you of something else. Okay. Guess I want more Cinder Root because I want to focus on getting Fire Lances, and then we'll go over here and get, I believe, Blood Thistle is what I needed for this, so now we can come back up here. Yeah, there we go, Flaming Lance. Yeah, you can only create one potion per cauldron, so you gotta pick your ingredients carefully. Nice thing is that the game will let you know what kind of ability you're making and what sorts of properties you have, so you can just like put items in, items out. You don't have to trial and error your way through this one, and that's appreciated. From the looks of it, it seems like the first 2 ingredients will determine the type of ability you get, and then any further ingredients you put in will give them additional properties. I think we'll just stick with making a Flaming Lance for now. Yeah, this is the perk that I want to go after. Whenever I craft a potion, it gains even more charges, so I don't have to spend as many ingredients to trick out my abilities, right? As far as basic attacks go, the Alchemist doesn't get too many ways to improve that. Right? They're all about the potions, which makes sense, because Alchemist this is fine. I'm gonna save my abilities. Don't need to kill him faster, because they're not gonna reach me in time to hit me. There we go. Alright. I should go for the glacial sigil. Although I probably want to gather more ingredients first, so... Go here, get blood thistle. And that's all my points. Next night. This is the Alchemist, like, other gimmick. Like, if you manage to find the sigil skills, like, killing an enemy will grant a random chance to put them on the ground. And then you can, if you use your abilities on them, right, they'll blow up and pass on their effects to enemies. I think you need, like, a certain element. Or, no, you don't need a certain element. They just activate whenever, so... I need to craft myself some more potions, otherwise I might not be able to survive a new night. Okay, what if I made a rushing lance? Ability applies a random status effect. Yeah, let's do it. Having 2 flaming lances never hurt. I get the feeling that the Alchemist will take some getting used to, yeah. Since you don't get abilities the traditional way, you gotta collect ingredients and then you have to make sure you get the right ones so you can keep those well stocked up, right? You don't want to be running out of skills in the middle of a fight. That's a good way to get yourself dead. Alright, we'll get another bubble bloom this time, actually. I wonder if we should make a glacial lance ability. We'll just do lances. I feel like lances are one of the more useful potions the Alchemist can get. Anything that lets you damage a lot of enemies in a straight line is a good thing to get, I think. I think the Alchemist can also create like a Nova series of potions, which is more of an AoE attack. That can also be useful if you're getting surrounded from all sides, but... I feel like most of the time you're kind of getting rushed from, like, one direction, so... Potions and abilities like those might not see as much use as just kill things in a straight line. Right? Just keep on building up this way. We'll get Cinder Root this time. Aw, dang. Not enough points to get the purple perk. It's fine, we'll just pick up a Blood Thistle for the next time we run into a cauldron. Why having 2 abilities is handy. Because even if one's on cooldown, you can kind of keep the other one as sort of the oh-snap button, right? It's always good to have a backup. Always good to have a plan B. dead. Oh my god, we're only on day 7. Let's see. Oh, potions. Every 4 seconds there's a flask in a random direction. Or you know what, let's see what this one gets me. Oh. Those learn a random alchemist talent always seems to take me to a cauldron. Not that I'm complaining. Maybe I'll just take a regular flaming lance this time. Stock up on that. Look at that. 32 charges! You know what? We can work our way towards the talent package, see what we can glean from that. Yeah, now that I have 32 of those, I'm not feeling quite as gun-shy with them, right? It's like, are there multiple enemies in the line? Sure, throw them out. Keep the lines manageable while we still can, right? Because you know, I might need some breathing room. Aw, man. I thought I was going to be able to get that eye first, but I wasn't. Alright. It's just a matter of waiting, and it's dead. 5 talent points, alright. What do you got for me? Curveball. More throwing weapons, mind over matter, level up faster, secret recipe, get bonuses when applying stats effects. Well, this is a bonus package, so why don't we get this one? Oh man. What do we have here? When you detonate a rune, you gain... Oh, it's an experience boost, 3% chance to drop a gummy bear, which increases ability power. Ability power when you level up. And then this one is... Books! Every 6 seconds you throw a book in a random direction that deals damage equal to your level. Enemies killed this way gives double experience? I should probably go in this direction, shouldn't I? Fortunately, not enough points to get it, so we'll have to get it tomorrow. And we can work our way here, too. Just get both throwing talents. You never noticed the clock in the top right corner? It is easy to miss, I guess. It is convenient, though. Lets you know how much longer you have in a wave. So it's like you know when you can start breathing a bit more easily. They also have like a little indicator for day and night too, which is pretty fun. I do like how the Alchemist's basic attack just pierces naturally. I guess that makes up for it not being able to power up, or having few ways to power it up. I probably need to start foraging ingredients soon. I will probably run out if I don't hit up a cauldron. Let's see. Go here, get blood thistle, and then we can go over to this cauldron. Combine everything. Oh. swap these. Yeah, there we go. Russian Flaming Lance. Craft that. And, maybe I should go up there, because that's an experience boost. Experience boosts are always useful. That's usually my plan of attack for, like, almost any RPG. If there's, like, some sort of perk that increases gold, experience, whatever, I'll usually try to go for that as soon as possible, as soon as it's affordable, because that's how I can, like, you know, eke out the most benefits from it. Right, the sooner you get such boosts, the more you get from it. Should have chucked the lance. I got 34 of those. No need to be stingy. These potions won't be of much use to me if I'm dead. I keep on saying that, but then I end up hoarding them anyway. Still a bad habit of mine. Hopefully you're not the type of person who hoards items in games. Just use them if you get them, right? That's usually the way to go. Things are starting to pick up. I should just be chucking lances. I should probably make a third type of potion. Another lance, so I can throw those out as well. We're still in the first half of this run. Oh, okay, we just came out of the first half of this run. Things are gonna start picking up from here. Okay, I do see a cauldron nearby I could probably drop some ingredients into. So let's see. Yeah, I can grab mage leaf and bubble bloom and yeah, get a blood thistle. All right, and we have a cauldron over here, so go for that. Another blood thistle. All right. We have a decent amount of the first two lances, so I think I will make a different kind of lance here. The Volatile Glacial Lance of Focus. Starting to sound like a Diablo item here. Business is about to pick up. Oh, isn't it ever? Actually, maybe I don't need the focus. Maybe I could just get a Volatile Glacial Lance. Yeah. There we go. 3 lances. I'm just training for the Olympics now. Alchemist sounds like a mystic weapon in a JRPG. It does sound like that, doesn't it? Although I'd say with like the random affixes, it kind of gives out that Diablo vibe too, which is why I brought that up. I survived that. Okay. Got enough ingredients for another one here, so... An expanded flaming lance, maybe? Or maybe we should just, like, get the vanilla flaming lance, get more of those, since we only have 11 of those left. 31! Alright, what is this? Cinder root or bubble bloom? Oh, you know what? That's probably a good thing to get, because we're out of cinder root. And we'll get that for more potion charges. Okay. We're in pretty good position to hit the other cauldrons here, make ourselves some more potions, so let's hope our current loadout will let us survive this night. See a bat, I should probably just chuck a spear at it. Don't even hesitate. Yeah, I think the Alchemist really does kind of make you let go of the one thing that some people might tend to do, is try to hoard the abilities you have, because you can't really do that. If you do that, you're gonna get overrun. Gotta chuck them out. You can always craft more in the talent menu. You have to put a skeleton up there. It's fine. It'll be fine. Just let them come back. I think I can take them out before they reach me. There we go. If it's a singular enemy, then I can manage. But against crowds, then yeah. Go nuts, buddy. Alright, 8 talent points, so we can definitely make our way over to the cauldron. What's this? Whenever you detonate a rune, you gain ability power until the end of the night. This class seems to have a lot of those. Will boost your power, but only for the night. Alright. Should probably make my flaming and glacial lances, so I needed bubble bloom. Oh. I need another bubble bloom. Oh, here it is. Get that. And get up this other cauldron. Yeah. Blood thistle, bubble bloom, cinder root. Craft. There we go. Stocked up on the higher tier lances, so I'm feeling pretty good. We can give you some power, but not too much. Don't go crazy. Yeah. Gotta limit you somehow. potions have a pretty short cooldown too, so don't have to worry about using them and not having them for the next few seconds, because you will have them in the next few seconds. Thing I noticed with the Alchemist, I am taking hits. Thankfully, it's not enough hits that I end up, you know, buying the farm, but I am taking them. Once again, it's the cauldron. You know what? Let's get energy bolt, I guess. Can't trip this one. Or maybe I should. Maybe I should just get minor energy bolt. 15 of them. It's like little supplementary damage, right? Get blood thistle. Another one. Actually get bubble bloom this time. Alright. I'm feeling alright. Just remember to just chuck out minor energy bolts whenever, so I can free up that potion slot for something else later. I really gotta go to town here. Holy cow. These waves are relentless. They're coming fast enough that I really just gotta chuck out. Just gotta chuck the lances out. See it right now, but I'm like using a combination of like a mouse and keyboard controls, because they let you shoot in like any direction you want using like the WASD, and you can also choose to activate your abilities using like numbered hotkeys. But considering those are like all pretty close together, I'm opting to click on them using the mouse instead, as you may have noticed. I feel like I can just like keep my fingers, you know, firing in the direction while I pop off using my skills here. Boy howdy, they sure drained those abilities. Let's see. I think I got enough to create a blazing lance, so maybe I'll just pop the chef's hat. Go over. Oh wait. No, I didn't. I forgot. I didn't have any cinder root. Dang it. Alright. I'll just take more minor energy bolts. It's fine. It's on me for not paying attention. Actually, we can go up this way at least. Then we can get cinder root. And then we can go down here to craft more flaming lances. Although I kind of want to go over to this talent package over here and see what I can get. Alright, next night. Wow, 15 for night 15. 75% there. Easy to hit the wrong thing when using the numpad. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I don't know, a bit more intuitive for me to kind of just, you know, shift the mouse over a little bit here and there to pop off whatever ability I need to do. I'm running out of one of my lances. I should probably look to crafting those next time I... My DPS couldn't quite keep up. Ah, well. That's how it goes sometimes, right? Yeah, each class has like 15 levels, so certain levels will unlock the core perks that you can pick from, and other ones will unlock talent packages that you can get in later runs, right? So I might get Pierce the Sky, right? Power up my lance abilities, so we can have the lance that will pierce the heavens, much like a drill can pierce the heavens, right? Believe in the me that believes in you. Oh, new core talent gained. Now, either a chance to not consume a potion or a chance to drop a healing potion. Wireless or USB? I'm using a USB mouse, right? I'm using a wired mouse. You want that minimal input delay. You want to have it be near instantaneous, and you don't want your connection suddenly failing out for one reason or another. Because that's always a problem, right? Alright, well, we'll go back to the main menu. We'll play something else, since we did get kind of far in. I want to do at least one more class, because this is the final class we haven't covered yet in either stream. The Warrior! We're gonna mix it up a little bit. We're gonna try the challenges. Like I said at the top of the stream, this is something they added later, where they'll mix things up in one way or another, right? You'll have your run that will have certain conditions attached to it. So, like, for example, the Survivor will automatically aim and auto-fire, and it'll give you, like, a higher crit chance, but enemy wave size becomes larger. And, like, for the Alchemist, you know, you get something like this. Runes appear and disappear through the night. You must hit 50 to win. And you have 4 abilities that have double the usual charges, but if you don't hit 50 runes, you lose. And they have a variety of rewards for completing them, so yeah. There's a bit of incentive to try to go through each one, right? It could be like an additional talent that appears on the tree, or it could be additional costumes that you can change the class into. Ads are done. Welcome back from ads, and now I can ask the question that I want to ask. Have you ever been in a video game and then suddenly your controller just like disconnects for one reason or another? Like either it's like some sort of connection error or your controller just runs out of batteries. So I hate it when that happens, right? Especially when you're like in the middle of an intense segment and suddenly you just get like that screen that pops up and your character just stops moving. They're like, ah! There was that one rather infamous case, I forgot where it was from, but like someone was playing like Elden Ring, I think. They were in the middle of a boss battle, and then suddenly like one of the games just like, I don't know, force swapped the window to like to give them an update notification. They couldn't switch back in time. The boss killed him, and man, I felt upset by proxy because I could not imagine how that must have felt, right? Like it's one thing to get to lose a run because of internal circumstances, but when you fail a run because of like some sort of external thing, like some other game deciding, hey, we're gonna pop up a window, we're gonna force a switch to it to let you know that we're updating a thing. That's not cool. What the heck? Yep, had that so much with my old controller in Forza Stick Drift, and then you get that USB chime. Oh my god. When that just like pops off again and again, right? You hear the the connection and then the disconnection and then the connection and the disconnection, and just like, you know, something's haywire. It's bad enough when you get to the final boss or level and then poof, game crashes. Oh yeah. I had that happen last night, right? I mentioned it on Twitter, but yeah, I was playing the forest with my friends, and we were exploring a cave, and we were about to exit the cave, and then suddenly it just kicks me from the game. It just kicks me back to the main menu. Like, that was annoying. I did lose some progress, but you know what? It's nothing I can't make up, but still. It's like, you wish they would have been able to compensate for that by now. Okay, I wanted to do warrior, right? We'll do a warrior challenge because that's what I haven't done yet. Yeah, you can even see here, right, the ways they mix it up. So legendary talents are 10 times as likely to appear, but enemy spawn rate is doubled. Rage quit. That's a 50 DKP minus. Holy cow! How many people are gonna understand that reference? God damn. Yeah, you start with more rage, you generate twice as much rage, and if you have max rage, you take damage. You have threat. I think this is just like a boss battle. But let's do one long night, right? Step into the arena, no time for training. It is one long night. You gain one of each common talent whenever you level up. No talent tree, and enemies get stronger, so... yeah. Most of the challenges will usually have you do like the standard 20-night run, but then you get runs like this, which will also mix up, you know, game length in one way or another. Good luck, thanks. I'll probably need it. Well, I guess this does play like a bit more of a standard survival game, with the way you just like automatically stat up. This one might be manageable as long as I don't get hit. Then again, the same could probably be said for like all of the challenges, right? Just don't get hit. Eventually, you'll reach a point where you can kind of outpace the enemies, right? Outscale the enemy scaling. Warrior is like pretty different from the rest of the classes, as you might expect from the warrior. Their basic attack is just a melee attack, right? Not as much range as the others. Although the way they get around that is that instead of like increasing the range or anything, their size goes up, right? They'll have certain perks that will increase their size. Oh gee, yes. Yeah, it probably makes sense they would play the final night music for a one-day challenge. But yeah, wow, this is getting overwhelming pretty quick. Then again, given that all the stats level up, right, this guy hurts more, swings more often, you can kinda maybe get away with just waving your sword around wherever you need to. Also, popping off those axes constantly since I'm generating enough rage to do so. But yeah, you do get certain ranged abilities with the warrior. You do get like certain talents that will automatically throw out projectiles, and with like the size up things, it's not as bad. In fact, it's like really easy to increase the attack rate of the warrior, right? To the point where maybe the fact that their attack is like super short range doesn't matter too much anymore, right? Since you're just like firing it off like a buzzsaw, anything that walks into range of the sword is pretty much dead already. And just like that. Victory, you're truly talented. One long night survived. Nice thing is that you get experience points, right? You also get your special unlock from it too. Yeah, and the way you get more challenges is by completing runs on higher mastery levels. So, as you can see here, you gotta complete it mastery 15, 20, 25, and you'll get more challenges that way. And as you can see, challenges will get you some benefits, right? Like either a special talent that will appear in future runs, or skin, like I said before. But yeah, they added some other stuff too, right? Like the compendium, the other roguelite essential. So you have to have a complete list of things that you can gather throughout the entire game, whether it be character talents or the enemies or the elite types of that an enemy can be, portals and curses, which are like the enemy perks. Oh, GG, thank you. Yeah, it got a little hairy towards the end there, but wasn't that bad. Oh yeah, I guess you can just access challenges from here, but yeah, they also have the endless modes, and they said they have like plans for DLC as well. Seems like they're floating the idea of just like adding more classes, which feels like the right way to approach this, right? Seems like the way they can expand it out. So if they can like put out new classes with new sorts of playstyles and things to go for, that would be pretty neat. But yeah, I think that has been a pretty good look at Talented 1.0, right? This game's like $4, so even at full price, that's, at least for me, it's like right within that sort of trigger pulling range, right? Even if it's not on sale, if you come across it and it sounds like it's your kind of thing, then yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good one of those. Maybe like one of those kinds of games you might not play for like hours on end, but more like a game that you hop on, do a run or two, and then come back to it later, right? It feels like that's the kind of game that this one is, and so it's a pretty enjoyable one. I think they managed to leave it off at a good spot, and I guess I do look forward to seeing what else these folks might put out, whether it be in this game or future games that they might develop. But yeah, for now, I think I will go ahead and call it here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and hung around and chatted, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. Tell them to make Wind Mage. Like some sort of elementalist tree. I mean, I guess wizards kind of sort of like that, right? It's just they got the cyclone, and I don't know. Sometimes lightning spells tend to be classified under wind, so we got that too, sort of. Yeah. Have a good night. Yeah, you have a good night too, Molecular Shadow Fox. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back on Wednesday, where we'll continue playing Forza Horizon 4. We'll keep on doing more of that. I'll pick another story to go through, and then we'll do some races at the end, and whatever barn finds that might show up in between. And yeah, I hope you look forward to that. Another relaxing Forza night. Unfortunately, this is one of those games that mutes and the pauses when you focus out of it. Normally a boon, but here, maybe I'll find some other music to put up. As Molecular Shadow Fox said earlier, trying to find the music for this game is a trial and a half. And you can't even search for it. You try to search for like talented OST or talented music or something, and it'll probably bring up other stuff, right? Like I put in talented OST on YouTube, and I'm getting like Mario Artist Talent Studio OST, the talented Mr. Ripley, use for my talent OST. Haikyuu second season OST, talent and instinct. Not what I'm looking for. Oh, we have Burnout Revenge OST, Billy talent, red flag. Alright. Maybe I'll just throw up some other random game music. Oh, you all remember Windblown? Well, we'll play some of that in the background. Hopefully this won't get dinged by Twitch. Alright, let's see who's on. Actually, I wanna look for like a specific person. See if they're on. They did. Ah, man. They're not on this time. Okay. In that case, I will do my usual method of search. Oh, perfect. I found someone. I think I was planning on watching them afterwards anyway, so this will work out. Probably have raids open. Yes, they do. Okay. So our raid message is going to be screw it. Raid messages, talented raid, and hello, we're raiding into will it be Emil Hart, because they are doing a wheel of demos, so it looks like they're going to be playing a bunch of demos. A good variety stream to whet your appetite, right? So let's give them our support, shall we? If you're joining on the raid, give them a talented raid, and if not, have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Wednesday for Forza Horizon 4. Take care. On a completely unrelated note, I feel like progress is being made. I know I've belly ached about, feel like I'm being stuck in place, but I think maybe something is going to happen soon. I'm doing that VTuber thing. Big things coming soon. It's been like that for a long time, but hopefully it won't be for much longer. Alright, see ya.